So in this video, I'm going to show you the green juice recipe that I've been using for the past 8 years now. Even before I was vegan, even before raw vegan, I've been using this green juice recipe because this recipe single-handedly is the best one that I know. It's called the Lemon Ginger Blast. And initially I picked this up from a YouTube video from Dan McDonald and Lou Corona. Lou Corona is the one who created this recipe. It is incredible. It is extremely alkalizing to the body, heavily detoxifying to the body. And the benefits that it provides that I've experienced and the nutrients that it gives you have been just incredible, absolutely incredible. So this is good. Today we're actually in my kitchen. It's a bit of a different setup. I've already got all my ingredients already pre-cut here. So I'll go through them one by one and then we'll juice away. And so this juicer is the Nama J2 juicer. It's a single gear juicer and it's got a good hopper. The good thing about this juicer is that it is very convenient. You fill up your veggies or your fruits, you turn it on, and it does it all itself, which is very, very easy. I've been using this juicer for the last year to 2 years. It's been very good, and the quality of the juice has been very good as well. So this will be a good example today. As far as the setup as well, I've got a towel down because underneath here is white. So especially the turmeric. And if you're juicing anyway, you know, orange, beetroots, turmeric, they'll stain stuff. So I like to put something down. I've got this Quicksilver Aussie towel so things don't stain. In addition to that, I've got the glass jars. I've got this little bucket, plastic bucket thing for the pulp to go into. I've also got a funnel for when I do end up pouring the juice and using my sieve here. So when I pour the juice into here, when you have the juice and it has all those grainy bits, by doing this, some people don't mind about it. I personally do. So by doing this, it allows the juice to be even thinner and a lot easier to drink. So that's why I use it. Now the recipe is, so we've got some celery here. Celery is really good for your digestion, really moves things through. It's also got really natural sodium as well. So especially on a raw vegan lifestyle, I like to have a lot of celery because of the natural sodium. It allows me not to have as much salt with my meals, which is really good, except when I'm in the sauna. If I'm in the sauna, okay, that's when I need to have some more salt. I've got some ginger, really anti-inflammatory, also detoxifying. It's really good. I've got some turmeric here, again, very anti-inflammatory. Turmeric's amazing. Turmeric is so good. That has single-handedly reduced my inflammation massively over the years, to the point where I barely have any inflammation in my body on a day-to-day basis. It's just a pity that it stains everything. I've got some chili. So this is jalapeno. I like to use habanero peppers, which are the next level. Now the chili is optional. What I would say is it is extremely detoxifying and very anti-aging. So it's optional because it packs a lot of heat. You can go different scales on the chili. I find at a minimum the jalapeno pepper to be very solid. So that's why I use it. I've got some lemon. Lemon is extremely alkalizing. It's not acidic, it's actually alkalizing to the body. And I feel that it brings this juice all together and really makes it detoxifying. I've got here some green apple. So I've cut up some green apples. The reason why I use green apples is because they are more alkalizing and detoxifying than red apples. Red apples are more sweet and give you a little bit more energy. So that's why some people like to use them. I prefer green apple, especially with this juice. And I've got a handful of coriander here. So I'll use a handful of coriander. Really good for detoxifying the heavy metals. I've got some parsley. Parsley is a really natural blood purifier. So I like to use a lot of parsley in the juices. This is one bunch. One bunch will be enough. Sometimes, I go even more. And lastly, out of this recipe, a bunch of mint. Mint is just extremely refreshing. And if you've got, bad BO, bad breath, mint is going to be able to help with that, especially any odor, a lot. So having this every single day, especially with the mint, which I've got a big bunch here, is going to allow for you to smell a lot better. And you can smell it. When I just picked up that mint, it automatically in the air, you can already smell how good it is. I know you can't smell it on camera, but it does. It permeates all through, and that's what it does for your body as well. When you juice it and you drink it, it really allows you to have that clean, refreshing feeling. Now, I'll do a quick recap because I didn't go through every single piece. So we've got about 3 to 4 sticks of celery. So I buy a whole bunch. Usually I cut it in half, and that makes 1 jar full. So this jar is about 1 ounce, just short of 1 liter. I've got a green apple, 1 cucumber, 1 lemon, about 2 inches of turmeric and 2 inches of ginger. I've got 1 bunch of coriander, 1 bunch of mint, and 1 bunch of parsley. So that is the recipe. Now I'm going to start juicing. I've just got a new mic as well, so it'll pick up a little bit of background noise for the Nama juicer, but it shouldn't do as much. So first thing I like to do is I like to put in the leafy greens. Reason why I do that is because the greens can be harder for the juicer to process. And if you put them in first, it then allows for all the rest of the vegetables to be put on top. It allows for them to kind of sit down and go down on the juicer, making it a lot easier for the Nama juicer to actually juice it. Every juice is going to be a bit different. Sometimes it'll be okay. You won't necessarily need to do that. But with these hopper juices that are slow and cold pressed, it's going to be a lot easier. So, all right. Now just some parsley. Okay. And we put cucumber, lemon. Ooh, that's a big one. Ginger and turmeric and some apple. And this thing does come with, didn't click properly. This thing does come with, this juicer does come with a little press. So you can press it down if you want. It makes sure that it catches it and juices it a bit easier. However, I don't really use it much. Because I'm using the celery, I usually just use the sticks. One thing you want to be very careful of when you're using any single juicer, do not put your hand in here at all. Especially if you're not concentrating. If that hand was to go in and you were to go too far and it brings it down, it's going to be extremely dangerous for you. So do not be doing that. So I just like to press down with the celery and then just leave it there, and then it will just do it itself. Now, as you can see here, it's already juicing, so I'm going to let it out. It's looking very, very, very green. So this juice, like I said, I've been using for the last 8 years, and The pain in my body has decreased massively. When I did my 30-day juice fast, this juice single-handedly allowed me to remove all the plaque and the buildup and the old fecal matter, completely flushed it out of a 30 and I went a bit over, period. This juice is very, very strong. And I have absolutely loved using it. I used it for my juice fast, like I said. So half the time in a given day, I was having citrus juices like orange, pineapple, and grapefruits. And the other half of the day, I was using this green juice recipe specifically. I remember when I first made, I thought it was a juice initially. Turned out to be a smoothie. And the first time that I had this recipe that was similar, but it was in a smoothie form, it was so bitter. My taste buds were like, what are you doing to me? That is way too much. I was not used to it. I couldn't even remember the last time I had a green juice in my life. And I'm 30 now. This is going back 8 years ago. I was about 22. 21, and I was using this recipe. Yeah, taste buds definitely in shock. It was very bitter. I find this green juice recipe to be great for everyone. Just be careful of the amount of chili that you use, because it will be very powerful, and it is powerful because it knocks away all the critters and really gets your bowels detoxified a lot. But what I found is when I initially did it, this recipe, and I give it to others, the combination of the lemon, the combination of the ginger, the apple, and the herbs, it's got a balance of sweetness, especially with the apple. It's got a balance of the sweetness and the bitterness. So it's a good neutral field there. Whereas I know a lot of juices can go either way. I particularly don't like my juices very sweet these days. I like to go heavy on the grains. But that's just been my experience. So if you did want to make this a bit sweeter, you add a little bit more apple. If you want to make it a bit more bitter, you use a bit less apple and you put more herbs. So now it's just about done. And yeah, we're just about right here. I'll probably use a little bit more celery. But that's all right. Okay, done. All right, there we go. Look at this. Look at this. Looks amazing. Now I'm gonna strain it first so I can get all the liquid properly so you can see. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right. Done. And there you have it. Now look at this now. So it's very, very thin. All the stuff, probably wouldn't be able to see, but it's caught a lot of stuff on here. And that's simply just from the juice, you know, and it's got a little sieve in there that strains it. So yeah, very happy with this. Now let's see how it tastes. That's good. That chili, it's powerful, it's good. If you're doing this for the first time and you use the chili, you're gonna get a shock. So have just a bit and then ramp it up gradually. This is an absolute incredible juice. I'm so happy to be sharing this recipe. This single-handedly changed my health, alkalized my body, detoxified me, made my skin really tight as well and soft. So I cannot recommend this juice recipe more. It's called the Lemon Ginger Blast. If you click the link down below, I've also got a free training for a juice fast and how to complete one successfully. So if you're interested, I would strongly recommend that. It goes through every single step, and this recipe is in there. That's all for today. All the best with your health, and I'll see you in the next one.